everyone. Guess what? We're not in China. We are here in Thailand. We had to come here to reset our visas, and so we made a little mini vacation out of it, and we have had a blast. We got here on Sunday and randomly met up with one of our friends who was over here too, Sarah and her son, and we got to have dinner with her one night, which was amazing. And then she passed on some information of things that we should do here, and she took off, and we've had the last couple of days here. And it has been such a great trip, and we can't wait to show you guys some of that. So the first day that we were here in Thailand, we randomly found this snake farm, and it was so incredibly awesome. It was run by the Red Cross here, and their whole thing was where they were taking the venom out of the snakes to cure some different diseases and that kind of stuff. Anyway, they had this whole show that they did and brought out all these different kinds of snakes. It was really awesome, and at the end they got to let us hold this huge, I don't even know what it was. It looked like a boa, but I don't know what it was. This huge snake, and it was so cool. The girls loved it. And then we ended up just hitting some Thai food, and then we rode in a tuk-tuk back. They're these little, like, I'm sure everyone knows what a tuk-tuk is, but for those who don't, it's just kind of like a little motorized bike with like a little like seats on in the back, so you can go around the city in those, and that was really fun. The girls loved it. I mean, that was one of their like most favorite times. They loved the tuk-tuks. And then we came back and slept, and then the second day here in Thailand, which we just finished up, I've just literally scrubbed all of the elephant crap off of me. But we went to an elephant reserve, and it was an amazing facility. It was treats the elephants with respect. There's no baskets or chains or hooks or anything used on them. And when there aren't guests there, they let the elephants just roam around the reserve by themselves and just kind of at their own, at their own free will. So at the elephant reserve, they provided us each with something to wear, these blue kind of like Thai garments. I don't know, we had like the shirt and then some pants that we tied around with a scarf. And the reason for this was the elephant's hair is like, it's like a bristle. It's like really wiry and it's really tough. And so they said, just put on something to protect yourselves. And of course they had a cute little hat and stuff like that for the girls. They were really excited. So we got all dressed and ready, and then they brought the elephants out to us, and it was beautiful. They are just such an amazing animal, and I was just so excited. This has been one of my bucket list things to do, was to ride an elephant. So they come in and bring them, and then we walk down with them, and then we feed them, and they gave us like rice and mango, or no, it was pumpkin. And we made these little balls for them and fed them and got to just be around them and get used to them. And then once we did that, they had them step down for us and take some pictures as a family, and that was really fun. And then each one of us got on. And I think when you're not with kids, they'll let you ride bareback by yourself. But all the guides jumped on with us, and they're also like their trainers and everything. They were able to speak to them, and the elephants moved with them. And it was just on command, and it was amazing. So each one of those guides jumped on the back of us and helped us walk through the jungle. It was just beautiful. I mean, we are in jungle and going down these hills. Mine starts to freaking run, and I almost get like thrown off the thing. It was so hilarious and so much fun. And we finally come down, and we see the river, and we start walking down in there, and they just go for the river, and we go out in them, and the elephants completely submerged underneath, and they were swimming around, and we were still above water, but pretty much up to like our shoulders. And the girls, it was wonderful. It was really hot out. I got sunburnt and stuff, so it felt so good, and swam around with the elephants, and they splashed us with their trunks, and then we were able to give them a mud bath and scrub them down, and then they had some shampoo and brushes for us to scrub them, and it was just a really great time to play in the water with them and give them a bath. And then we jumped back on them, and then they took us back up there and got to do another ride with the elephants, and it was amazing and such an amazing facility and so great to the elephants. So we're so thankful that we got to do that and be a part of that. So right after the elephants, we hopped into the car and we drove about another hour away, and we were about, I think the guide said about 40 kilometers away from Burma. So we're on the border of Burma and Thailand, and we ended up at this safari park. And the first thing we got to do there was we all got to go in and play with this little tiger cub. And for some reason the mama had rejected her, and so they're having to bottle feed it. And it was a month old. It was the first day that they were letting people come and play with the kitten. Literally couldn't even walk, was still fumbling around, and it was really sweet, just like a little kitten. And then next we went over to, not my favorite part, but it was a black leopard. And it was, I think they said it was 3 months old. And it was just hyper. And they are not gentle. They are strong even at 3 months. And so they're just their paws, and she was going crazy for her bottle. And so the milk was flying everywhere, and I wasn't quite prepared for it all, but we did get to feed her, and that was cool. And then next we went over to 6-month-old cub, where David got to hold, and we both kind of fed it, and then David got to hold on his back this 6-month-old. I think it was a he, and it was huge. I mean, already his paws are so big, and it was crazy. So right after that, then we jumped into a bus, and it took us around the safari. We got to feed deer along the side, and then we came up to black bears. And once after the black bears, we came up to tigers, and then lions. And after the lions, we came up to Evie's favorite part, and ours as well, but Evie especially, the giraffes. And they stopped the bus, and we had a bunch of carrots that they gave us to feed them, and they just swarmed the bus, and all of them came in, and I mean, their heads are right here. Evie and I put carrots in our mouth, and they like ate it out of our mouth, and I've never been that close to a giraffe before, and it was amazing. They bent all the way down to get their heads into the bus, and it was great. So after that, we exited out of the bus, and then we got to walk around, and we got to see monkeys and feed them, and bunny rabbits. The girls got to do that, and we ended up with the macaws, and we got to hold them, and Evie was brave enough to let them on her shoulders, and then Dave and I also got to hold them, and it was a magical day, and it has been such a wonderful trip here in Thailand. And if you haven't ever come to Thailand, plan a trip, because it's amazing.
Giraffe one more time? Oh, say thank you.
No.
Oh, be nice. Oh, that was one.